Welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to design the shipping page. So this shipping page will enable the user to, send their shipping to the selected countries we're going to list in the form. So let's select our frame and select the screen size we're using. So we'll update this to shipping. And we select the frame and also activate the grid from the design system, which is a 4-column count. So now we're going to take text tool and write send goods. So this should be 16 boards. So I'm assuming. So we take this up. Now let's right click and go to our plugins. First for icon. Then we search for arrow. We're going to make use of this. So we take this and bring it here. Alright. So select the two and align them properly. And also make sure the text is into the center of the frame. Alright, so we move on. We're going to duplicate this text here and write search pay global shipping. Alright, so remember the pay part is our global column. So we're going to update that from our design system. So here we change this to medium. So now let's take a frame of width 350 by 50. So here we give it corner radius of 25 and a background fill of this color here. So we're going to have a label for this form section. So we're going to write, let's duplicate this and write select country or select item departure country, item departure country. So we're going to select this and also update it to 12 region. So this will come like this. So let's duplicate this two together and bring it down. Then we're going to update here. Add the placeholder. So we're going to put, default placeholder here. It's going to be United Kingdom. So let's put it as UK. Then here, let's duplicate only the icon and bring it here. Then we are going to flip it like this. Better still, let's rotate it to 90 degree. So here is going to be a selection drop down that will enable the user to make selection. So at the same time, we'll put a symbol here that will enable the user to understand the country. So let's right click and do that quickly. Let's go to our plugins. Then we install flat icons by FreePick. So if you don't have that, you can do that. Go to manage plugins, then you search for flat icons by FreePick, then you install it. So it's already there. So let's choose this and add it to our frame. Can close it. So now we'll take our scale tool and scale it down. And bring it inside the frame like this. Alright, so you leave it there and make sure it's aligned. So the scale should be 26 by 26 in dimension. Okay, so now select this text and update it to light. 12 lights, please. Okay. So now what we're going to do is to also add a place, change this to shipping address. So this is going to be the address. Right. So the address here should just have a placeholder where the user can enter the address. So enter address. Okay, so we move it somewhere around here. So we're going to copy that again and take it down. Your Alt key, select the two, then you drag. And here we are going to change the label to city and the place order to enter city. Okay. So remember, we're going to update these two placeholders and update to light 12 lights, please. So we're going to duplicate more again. So select the two and drag it down. So now we'll duplicate this one more again. Then we're going to reduce the width to 170. Okay, then we're going to modify the corner radius. The corner radius of the left should be 0, 0. Okay. Similarly, we reduce this one to 170, and the corner radius we're going to modify is that of the right should be 0, 0. So now take this frame and keep it here, and this down here. So the frame is still too long, so let's scale it down to 165. So that's better. This one to 165. Alright, so here the city, we change it to state. Okay, then the placeholder should be enter state. Enter state. All right, so we're done with that. We're going to duplicate this and take it here. So we update the label to zip/poster code. All right, so in the placeholder will be enter zip or poster code. All right, so we will have that like that. So let's copy only this button and bring it down. Then we are going to update to continue. Okay, and change it to 16. So we all put it inside the middle of the frame. Now here also we're going to update the background fill to our global color, which is going to be 010101, and you select the text. Let's add this to our design system. So black. All right, then we have it before. Let's do black too, so that we can differentiate. So here select the text and also update it back to height. Okay, so now this is going to be continual for the user to proceed. So the form is going to have like two different sections. So the first section will give the user this, and while the second section will have another section that will contain all that. So what we are going to do here is to duplicate the page and create the second page of the form. But before that, quickly let's make this alignment properly. So select the two and distribute their vertical spacing and make it 4, sorry, 5. So make sure the text is selected, is positioned 33 from the left. Okay, so similarly select this and that of the form field and also distribute the vertical spacing to 5, and the position of the X should be placed 33 from X. So let's go back here, group them together, come here also and group them together. So similarly we select this as well to 5. Okay, and the position of the text should be placed 33 from the left. So now select the two and also group them together. So we do the same thing to these other forms. It's gonna be 5 and the text should be 33. So this is okay as it is. Scale. So we select the two as well and also make it 5, and here just make alignment to align them. then you group them as well. So here, come and select the two as well and also group them together. We can now select these two and align them properly. Alright, so now we're going to select them all together. First, align them. Excuse me, let's select these two first and group them together. Then now we select all of them and make sure they are within the center of the frame. Then we can distribute the vertical spacing to 30. So after that, you can group them together. Alright, so now we select this text and the icon, also align them, group them, then select this text and make the vertical spacing to 15. Now group them together. Now select the first group and the form and also make it 30. And also align them properly. Excuse me. So we're done with this page. Moreover, we have to select this, then we drag them down a bit. They are going to be too close to the status icon, status bar. Alternatively, you can use a Y direction to calculate that. Alright, so this is okay for this page. So quickly, we're going to duplicate this page like this. Alt key, then you drag to the other side of the. So here we're going to update the form and put the information required in the next page. So what we're going to do here is to delete let's group it. You can still make use of some of the items. So let's delete this and the icon. So we'll update the text. So items details, items details. Okay, so here is going to be there's going to be an icon that will enable the user maybe to close if they don't want to proceed to this page. So there should be an option for them to close or to cancel. So let's quickly go to our first icon and add that. So let's look for cancel. And then we can make use of that. Let's make use of this instead. So we bring it here. Down. Let me zoom in a bit. Now this frame, let's give it background fill. Something like the off-white we have. Okay, so now let's select our scale tool and select only the icon inside. Then we'll scale it down a bit and position it into the center of the frame. Scale it down again. So the main frame, select it and let's give it corner radius of 15. So you can now scale it up again a bit. So the dimension should be 30 by 30. Alright, that's fine. So now you're going to select the two together and make sure they are properly aligned. Okay, take the text towards the edge of the grid, and similarly we bring this towards the edge of the grid and leave it like that. So now let's quickly ungroup this, then we can edit it. So here the label should be store name or supplier's name and order. Then here we update the placeholder to enter store name. Enter store name. Alright, then we can delete the icon, we don't need it here. Then also delete the drop down selection icon. Alright, so take this to 20. So this one will be tracking ID. So enter tracking ID. Tracking ID. So in brackets AG. So you just put random number. Okay. Now we're going to update the next one is item category. So the item category is going to be a selection drop down. So we'll give the user, so enter it, select item category. Select item category. So here the user will select the category of the item. So here let's quickly come here and copy that, so then group first. It's fine, let's just quickly get it from our plugins instead of going there to ungroup it. So we look for arrow. Are we going to make use of this one? Alright, so everything started in my page. Excuse me, can't find that in my page, so I'm quickly going to do that again. Plugins, first for icons, then we search for arrow. Then we're going to make use of this. Alright, so now I'll take it and put it inside the frame of select item category, and I'll make sure it's aligned into the center of it, and the X position should be 300. Okay, so the text 20, and that this other one 20 also, 20. Alright, so now we're going to delete this part. Okay, we might need it again, so we don't need to delete it. Let's take them to the two. Let's take them down. Let's select them all and take them down like this. So quickly we're going to duplicate this Alt key. Now we drag it down, and we're going to update the label to item name. Alright, then here we're going to update it to enter item name. Okay, I have to keep consistency. We are capitalizing the word, so it So keep everything uniform, please. Item category. Alright, so we're done with that. Enter tracking as well. So let's recap to T. So item name, enter item name. So here we'll remove the. So let's duplicate that again. Select this two again and bring them down a bit. Alright, so here we're going to update to description. Okay, item description. Okay, so this place is going to be a text box. So we're going to increase the height a bit. The height should be 100. Then we reduce the border corner radius to 15. Okay, so here enter items description. Okay, description. Now we're going to duplicate this to enable the user or the maximum character allowed. Okay, so max 150 character max. Alright, so we update this one to regular from our design system. So detach it first, then just update it to regular. Okay, so this one should be 20. Okay, that's balanced. Now here, this is going to be also our selection. So the quantity of item here, quantity. So what is the quantity here? So the user will enter here. So we can put default as 1. Okay, so I'll update that to also regular so that it will be clear. Alright, and make sure it's properly aligned. Then here we also update it, that is the label, to value, and so just give it a random listing. Let's say the person is sending from the UK now, so the value should be in pounds. Okay, so here, based on the selection they made on the previous form, that will determine what currency is going to be here. Okay, so quickly we're going to update here. So here is going to be less, so just put 0. Okay, then we are going to put the icon there for pounds from our phosphor icon. So let's go for pounds. So we add it to our design system and bring it somewhere around here. So now take our scale tool, scale it down again, then we centralize it. So this one too, we're going to, okay, it's already in regular, right? Make sure it's in regular. It's in light, so we update it back to regular and also align it. Okay, so we'll add one more. So let's increase the height of this form to 1000. Okay, so here we're going to select this two again and bring it down. All right, so quickly let's duplicate only the form here and bring it down. Okay, so we're going to update this placeholder to add new item. All right, to add new item and update it back to 16 medium. Okay, so now this will go into the center of the frame, so align it properly. Then we're going to select this frame and add some effects. So we change the background fill to look a bit different from others. Alright, so we give it a partial stroke. Okay, and the stroke should just be fainted to 20% opacity. Alright, that's fine. So when the user input all the necessary information, they should be able to, continue again and do, complete the form. But for us to just make it simple, let's say we'll just make it simple here and put submit. But it's very important to put all the necessary information, so you can take your time to check all the other one. So let's just put submit here instead of continue, so that we'll save time. All right, and after submit, make sure you align it again to the center. So we'll have this as, now let me zoom out a bit and now rearrange the forms properly. So now we're going to select all the forms together and distribute their vertical spacing and make it 30, and also make sure they are centered aligned. So we are done with this page. All right, so one more thing again, let's take this here. We want to have an overlay for this selection drop down, right? So that when the user select on this, when the user tap on this, the overlay will open for selection. So quickly we're going to do that. So let's take our frame and the width should be 390, and we'll give it height of 300. Alright, let's make the height 400. Okay, so this will be the overlay. I just create country overlay as the name of the frame. Now select the frame and give it corner radius of only the top to 25 and that of 25. Okay, so we're going to take let's activate our grid first before we move on. So we'll go to our layout grid and add 4 column layouts to it. So here we're going to take a frame again and insert another frame just within the width of the, so that's going to be 350 by 50 in terms of height. Okay, now we'll also give this one a stroke. So you add stroke. Now in the stroke will only be positioned at the bottom. All right, so in the selection drop down now, we're going to add, the countries the user is going to select, all right, or is going to send goods. So quickly, we're going to add some things. Let's navigate to this place and just copy these two icons here. So drag it, Alt key, drag it, and come and keep it here. Then we'll update these to select country. Okay. Forget that. So now inside this frame, that is where we are going to put the information. Before that, let's quickly copy this and write available countries. Available countries you can ship to. Alright, so here we're going to update this to 12 regular. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in so that you see clearly. So update that back to 12 regular. So now inside this form we put in we include our details inside this frame. So we're going to take a text and write United States of America. Alright, now this text should be 12 million. 12 million. And it goes inside the frame like that. Okay, so let's go to our phosphor icon, right click, plugins, phosphor icons, then we search for arrow. Okay, then we're going to make use of that arrow. Just put it there inside the frame. So right click again, let's go to our plugins and go to feather icon by free pick. You already have it installed. Then we search for United States. Okay, US flag. You just add this to a frame. So now here we take our scale tool and scale it down. Alternatively, you can use the dimension to do that. So let's make it 25 by 25. We take it and put it inside the frame just by the left of the text. So you can now select the text and also align them. So their spacing, give it to 5. You can now group them, then make sure they are aligned to the center of the inner frame. So this icon tool, we move it towards the edge of the grid and also align it to the center of the frame. Alright, so now this stroke, we're going to touch it again. It's too sharp, so I don't want it to be too sharp. So we take it to 40% opacity. Alright, this way is fine. So quickly, we're going to duplicate this frame. Duplicate it again. Then we can now update the the text and the icon. So the second one, let's update it to United Kingdom, UK. Alright, and we're also going to update the flag. So let's do that. Go to our flight icons again, then we search for United Kingdom, or just a UK flag. So we add this to our design system. Let's search for China again. Okay, we can add this. Let's search for Saudi Arabia as well. Then we add that. So making for now. Alright, so now take it outside the frame and scale it to what is the size of this. It was 20 by what? 25 by 31. Alright, so we do the same thing here. 25, 31. So we're going to delete this and bring it there. Select the two texts together, align them properly, and also leave their spacing to 5. Then you group them together, align them to the middle of the frame. Alright, so let's go to the next one and edit it to China. So similarly, we're going to scale this down to 25. Okay, so we edit only the frame as well. I take the icon, excuse me, take the icon inside the frame, and also select the two and give their spacing to 5, align them properly, and group them together. Alright, so the last one, we'll scale it down to. So we're going to duplicate this one more time, update the text to Saudi Arabia. Alright, so then you're also going to update the symbol to that. So now we select the two together and they are spacing to 5. Let me see the icon. The flag is not in the frame, so we have to put it inside the frame. Select the two together and they are spacing to 5. Also align them together and group them together. Alright, so we're almost done. So what we are going to do quickly is to select all of them and make sure they are centered aligned and distribute their vertical spacing to be even. So just take it to 15. So now select this text and this text and take it to 10 and group them together. Alright, so select all the form, select group them together, then select this and that and their spacing to 15. Okay, so that way we are done with it. So this is going to be an overlay. If the user select, then they will be prompted to the other side of the page. So one last thing we're going to do now is before we connect the prototype. So this is a default as UK, right? Now, based on the selection user made, this screen should be updated. All right. So since we have 4 selections, we're going to make 4 duplicate copies of this that will now replace this placeholder here. So quickly, we're going to do that. I'm going to zoom out a bit, then take 1, 2 to the right. All right. So you take it to the right. Now let's make 3 more duplicates. Alt key, then you drag. I'm going to take this form again to the right so that I will have space. Select this frame and that to the right again. Then last. All right. So here you're going to update this to UK. This is going to be United States. So it's going to be China. And this is going to be Saudi Arabia. Alright, so we are done with that. So next we are going to update just the placeholder, the default placeholder that is there. Okay, so only the icon is going to be replaced. So you delete it, and here it should be United States. United States. Okay, so we select and go to your plugins, flat icons. Now we set for US flag. So we'll go with this. We'll add it to our design system. Then this was, what dimension was this? 26 by 26. So select this and scale it to 26 by 26. Alright, so you take it and put it inside the frame here and align it properly. Okay, so what is their spacing? The X position is 19, so you can keep it at 19 too, so that it will be even across. Alright, and make sure you align it. So we also do the same here. We're going to update here to China. Then we change the flag to China. So delete it, right click, go to your flat icon as well, and search for China. Then we're going to make use of this one. Add it and scale it to 26 by 26 as well. Alright, so we take it and put it inside the frame. That is the first frame. Yeah, and the direction, the position from the direction left should be 19 as well. So the last one is going to be Saudi Arabia here. So we update to Saudi Arabia and also update the flag here. You're going to select that and delete it. Then you right click and go to your plugins, then your flat icons, and we set for Saudi Arabia. So the Saudi we're using is going to be circular this time. So for consistency, this is the one we use, right? So we should use this. These are similar. So here we scale it down to 26 by 26. Then it goes inside this frame as well. And here to review. Is that 19 we're using? Yeah. So make sure you align it properly. Alright, so now quickly before we proceed, let's preview one of the frame and make sure everything is correct. Okay, so this is fine, but the icon here for okay, right, is there. Okay, so now we're going to close this, then we'll now connect our prototype. Okay, so I'll zoom out a bit, and we will now do the prototyping. Okay, so what we want to achieve is if the user tap on this select country, the prototype should open. The overlay should open, and you'll be able to be navigated back to the screens we just. So now I'm going to zoom out a bit. So let's bring the overlay very close. Select these three and move them to the right a bit. So we keep our overlay here. Okay, so now we want this overlay to open. If user tap on the select country, right? So we only click here and put it overlay. On tab, open overlay. Then we want it to be manual, and we want it to be somewhere around here. Okay, so you put it somewhere around there. Alright, so once the user tap, what do you want to happen? You want it to change to that place, right? So now we're going to add another interaction. If user tap on this United States, I want it to change to United States, which is this, right? On tap, navigate to United States. Alright, so I will come to UK. User tap on it, they should be navigated back to UK, right? So go to the next one. User tap on this, just go to China, and user tap on this, they go to Saudi Arabia. Alright, so now you want it to be interchangeable, to be interactive. So irrespective of the page they are, they can switch back, right? So now if user tap on this selection drop down again, this overlay should open, and should open at the center here. Okay, so now if they make their selection, once they make their selection, they tap US, they tap US, they should be navigated back to US, right? And if they tap UK here, and if they tap China, they're already with China, and if they tap this, they're already there. Okay, so we're done with that. So let's go to the second one, which is China. So if the user tap on it, this overlay should open as well, and should open somewhere, overlay, and should open somewhere around there. Okay, so now once they make their selection, they should also be able to go back to where they want to go back, right? So we close this and come and update this. So they're in China, we don't need to do that of China. So here they can go back to US, here they can go back to that, and here they can also go back to that. Alright, so the same thing, similarly, we do that of United States. So user tap on it, this overlay should also open, and should open somewhere around there. select this, then you position it where you want it to be positioned here. So that is that. So we are done with the prototype. So now let's zoom out and go and check from the main page of the shipping. Okay, so now let's select the shipping page and just preview to see the result. So if I tap on this overlay has opened like this one. Then if I make selection, it's there. If I mix this, it's back to United Kingdom, take me to China, and if I take me to Saudi Arabia, then from Saudi Arabia can also go back and make another selections. That's all. So what if I'm in China? So some of the overlays are not fully interactive, so we are going to do that, fix that. So one thing again, what if the user open the overlay and doesn't want to make any selection? Maybe they want to go back. So once they tap on this, it should close, right? So select only this icon and add interruption. Then on tab, we put it to close overlay. Okay, that way the user can close overlay. So some of the prototype are not fully working, like that of China. So let's go to China and see what we need to do. So China, you can see is navigating here instead of the overlay. So it should be open overlay. That is where the error was coming from. So we're done with that. Let's go back to UK2 and see. That one too, you can see Saudi Arabia should be here, open overlay. Alright. So and let's position it properly. So I think so far we're good. Yeah. Okay. So they are all complete. So this is the second page of the shipping. So we update these two shipping page 2. Alright, so now the last thing we're going to do is to put all of them into the parent frame that have the menu icons and all the chat icon. Okay, so quickly I'm going to zoom out, then back to design layer, and I'm going to select all of them together. Just you can drag and select them like this, then we take them to the right a bit. Okay, so now we're going to copy the parent frame that has all the icons, status icon and menu, then we just put them inside the frame. So Alt key and drag to make a duplicate. So make sure the parent frame is selected, then you drag it like this. Okay, so now you are going to select the inner frame only and delete it. Then we go back, you navigate to this side and bring only the first one and come and put it inside the frame. So put it here. Quickly before we put it, we are going to make another duplicate for other ones. So let's put this one inside here, then we'll align it properly. All right, so this way this one is solved. So duplicate this one, then we go and bring another screen again. I'll bring the overlay, and I think they are too far, so let me select them all and bring them closer. All right, so we take the United States, put it in the frame, align it also. Okay, let's bring the overlay down. So duplicate this again, bring China, put it inside and align it. All right, let me zoom in, duplicate this again, Alt key, then you drag, and let's bring Saudi, and put it inside the frame, then align it. And then lastly, the page 2 will come here also, align it. Alright, so since the overlay comes immediately after the shipping page, right? So what we are going to do now, from the shipping page, we are going to update it, please. So this is shipping page 1. Alright, so this is UK, this is China, Saudi. So this is going to be US, Saudi, then shipping page 2. Page 2. Alright, so the overlay should come immediately after the shipping page 1. So we select these 3 together, and just move them closer to page 2, then our overlay can be positioned here. Alright, so we're done. So let's select the page 1 and preview again to see the final result. So we should have something like this, so you can check the prototype to see if they are working. Alright, so that is done, and if user click on continue, this should be prompted to the last screen, right? So that is the last prototype. So we quickly connect that. So we're going to zoom in and connect that to the last screen. So here, go to our prototype, this continue. So user should be directed to the second shipping page. On tap to shipping page, right? The same thing, this continue to shipping page, this continue to shipping page, right? Then let's quickly come to the first one again, this continue to the shipping page 2. Alright, so now let's preview the shipping page 2 and make sure it's scrollable. So it's not scrollable, so we're going to fix that. So the shipping page 2 should be scrollable. Select it and vertical scrolling, the parent one to vertical scrolling. So I'm seeing one icon that is there, it's not supposed to be there, so we're going to delete it. So let's preview the page 2 again and see it's not scrollable, right? So the user can now see the submit button. So there's this icon that you see under tracking. I'm not seeing it, but I don't know where it's hiding. So let's go back and see where it is in the page 2. It's under here, but I can't find it. So I will take my time to do that. So now we are done with the shipping page. So in the next lecture, we're going to design the conversion page. See you in the next lecture.